Terraformars story and the whole Bugs 2 arc, and this was actually a lot more interesting than I thought. Basically, the first volume covers the Bugs 2 arc, which was actually covered by Light Films in Terraformars OVA, which I believe was about 1 to 2 episodes. I didn't really watch the OVA myself, but the entirety of the manga basically is a person who never even heard of the whole Bugs 2 arc. This was very interesting to see. Basically, Shokechi Kamachu is basically part of the Annex 1 crew in the anime adaptation, which I did watch to see his past 20 years ago, basically in the late 26th century. Earth's population is being very overpopulated. They don't have enough resources, enough energy, shortages happen in the Earth. So, to combat this, basically scientists decided to send out, in the 20th century, basically scientists decided to, send these elite astronauts with them. There was some moss and cockroaches. Basically, since Mars does have carbon dioxide or CO2, basically they would need to warm up the planet, and the sun can't really reach the red planet, so they decided to basically, implement moss and cockroaches. The cockroaches would eat the moss and basically they expand, and when they die, because Mars is so cold, basically the greenhouse effect would occur and the planet will be warm. This took about maybe 500 years, and eventually, obviously, Bugs won. They found where they basically were exterminated by the evolved cockroaches. Basically, Charles Darwin's theory of evolution was in play. Basically humans forgot one integral part: evolution, the whole life being of moving on. When you obviously you get used to your conditions as you go to a new area. We humans evolve. Basically, even when we're in a new planet, if we humans hypothetically were to move to Mars, we would possibly evolve to maybe a different types of human beings who adapt to the cold, and such as cockroaches, for being known as cockroaches, insects who basically humans would kill out of, because they were disgusting. Basically, the irony and foreshadowing was also shown in this volume as well. The whole Bugs 2 crew, basically, Bugs 1, who went 500 years ago, basically filled with elite astronauts. With Bugs 2, basically filled with questionable young people, 15 men and women with questionable backgrounds, who basically were criminals, you could see, who done, criminal type things, different past roles to explain as well. Basically, a child who was, forced to fight wars, or another person basically was killed. The stepfather of his love basically being, sexually abused as well. Two prostitutes in there, a person who basically his life was ruined thanks to basically, a girl basically, accusing him of being a rapist when he was basically, being accused as a fraud. A lot of different character tropes and past and cultural gaps were actually explained in Terraformars as well. And in order to survive in Mars, the Bugs 2 crew, which actually sent out to Mars to destroy the humanoid cockroaches who actually evolved after 300 million years of being on Earth. They finally evolved these aggressive humanoid, type cockroaches who basically has the combat strength increase of humans, the durability, the speed, the agility. Basically, normal human beings would not be able to destroy the cockroaches. And how the irony plays the fact that we humans would kill cockroaches in, our own planet. Now that they have their own planet, they can basically say the roles have been switched. And just absolutely beautiful to see Yu Sagusa, the mangaka, actually, implement the whole irony and foreshadowing as well. Even, a lot of questions or even being, played in this. Who is Rahab? Our ancestors. How are cockroaches and humans so alike? This volume was just showing us how we humans and cockroaches are very alike. We're basically disgusting human, creatures, whoever who would kill, each other just for, the fact that, we don't really like each other for no relative reasons. It has a lot of messages, a lot of symbolism, things you have to read over and over again. Even Charles Darwin, theory of evolution messages was even played. And obviously, Kenshi Tachibana did an absolutely brilliant job with the art, with the double spread pages, with all the different character designs showing the different ethnic groups as well. You will see a lot of variety in the Bugs 2 crew. 15 people filled with Japanese people, Russian people, Italian people, Australian people. You will see Americans, Brazilians, people from South Africa as well. You see different, cultural gaps as well. It actually has cultural gaps and very, jabs and jokes as well. And it's the fact that the humans are trying to communicate with the cockroaches, but the cockroaches kill them anyways. Because what would you do if you saw a cockroach in the kitchen? Would you, obviously try to talk to it, or would you kill it? That's the same ideal basically the cockroaches have. And just the fact that obviously, society, cockroach world is very similar to basically cavemen. You get to see the evolutionary line of cockroaches being same for 300 million years. All of a sudden, they basically became cavemen. So they have a lot of questions. Are there more advanced, Terraformars as well? Obviously Mars is slowly becoming green, but they have this one issue to deal with. And basically, this volume ended in massacre. Everybody got massacred. Everyone died. Their past was also shown, like God leaves passes from Israel as well. Even, Ichiro, one of the survivors, Shokechi's past was also explained a little bit as well. Mirai's past was explained well. There are some characters whose past was not explained well, such as DK Davis as well, who we know basically, Michelle K. Davis in the actual anime adaptation. You basically got to see the entirety of the humans were not ready for any of this. They weren't even ready. They obviously just sent a bunch of delinquents. They didn't really care for their lives. In order for them to basically survive in Mars, atmosphere, I forgot to mention this before, they would have to go through a procedure called the Bugs procedure, basically a surgery that has a 30% survival rate, which is basically just asking them to die. And if they were to survive, they'll obviously go to Mars. They won't need any space suits at all. So basically, they can go there, and this injection, obviously, they would insert, insect type, DNA into the cell structure, allowing them to basically have, the abilities of certain animals, such as, horned bees, bullet ants, who are capable of lifting 100 times their own weights. The horned bee, obviously different defensive bugs as well. This absolutely is very educational, and I wish, I'm probably going to reread this volume for maybe the third time to actually learn more about these bugs, because they're very interesting as well. And as the series progresses, it gets very, very more interesting. It shows you the difference and the irony and the fact that the role switches just are absolutely beautiful. I do recommend you read this volume by Viz Media. I do recommend you read this volume. There are currently 8 volumes out at the time of recording this video, so you guys can actually definitely go and pick it up. It is in Viz Media's, Viz signature edition. And obviously I did mention Yu Sagusa did the story, and Kenshi Tachibana did the art style. Being around, it's pretty tall, and actually it doesn't have a lot of dialogue, even though I did mention it has a lot of things going on in there, but the pacing was actually kind of a bit too fast. I did wish they kind of explained the whole journey from Earth all the way to Bugs 2, and kind of wish some characters passages DK Davis was explained even more as well. Some characters were really interesting as well. Even betrayal was even shown, and curiosity is also another theme that was actually shown in this volume. So you'll definitely be getting a lot of themes. You'll be learning a little bit interesting things. If you have a thing for bugs, which a lot of people don't, I kind of have a thing for bugs too, so it's kind of interesting to see, this whole massacre and seeing cockroaches definitely be more up the chain in this whole different planet just being the way it is. And eventually Mars will go green, but they do have this one threat they need to deal with. So guys, if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you did not like the video, give it a dislike. Be sure to pick it up and support Viz. This actually is in English. Support Terraformars as you can. Terraformars does have an anime adaptation. It is currently uncensored, which is good now on Crunchyroll. It isn't as good as the manga in my opinion. I did read volume 2 as well, and they did skip a bunch of things, so I recommend you either watch the anime first, then read this, or read the manga first, or watch the anime, afterwards, just to compare. I might do a comparison video of Terraformars, episode 1, or maybe the OVA, which I haven't seen yet, and do a comparison of this. So I'll see you guys later. See ya.